Well, all the racing to this point in the senior category has bumped him up to third in this race. So 2 very good results. He is primed, ready to get going for this one. As you can see there, psyching himself up. There a little further back in the grid there, you can see Siedzielski and Austin Gale lining up. They are starting this one on the 6th row of the grid. Gale, who unfortunately had that retirement earlier on in his qualifying heat, bumped him down a little bit in the order. Philippe Carras, who sits second in the championship, starts this one on the outside of the 2nd row of the grid, P4, right behind Luna Flusha. So a good start there is going to be key to see what will happen in this one. Engines get fired up as the drivers make their way down. Let's take you through the starting lineup. Marcus Schilkunas and Luna Flusha, current championship leader, go from row number 1. Hugo Heron and Philippe Carras go from row number 2. Philippe second in the championship. Maximilian Rafalik and Wojciech Woda go from row 3. This is Woda's first appearance in the championship. What can he do from the 3rd row of the grid? Gazi Motlaka and George Nassar round out row number 4. Gazi Motlaka again having good results this weekend. The top 10 on row number 5 sees Pip Capsabene from Australia and Jean Carras on row number 5. Austin Gale and Franciszek Siedzielski round out row number 6. They will have Elizaveta Kozlova and Bernardo Bonaldi on row number 7. Row number 8 sees a very interesting row. Adam Sidor and Truly Adams, 2 very quick drivers here this weekend. Keep an eye on them. They start this one on the 8th row of the grid. Finland's Ella Lattamea and Brody Norris, both of them who have had very good results this weekend as well. Lattamea in qualifying yesterday was good. Brody Norris has been fantastic over the qualifying heats this weekend. Casper Bonda and Prix Trevino round out the top 20 on row number 10. Romeo Nassar and Sofia Sanfari round out row 11. They will have the close company of Anastasia Gerasis and Isaac de Melweek from row 12. Row 13 sees Daniel Perez from Colombia and Charles Lambert from France. They will have to deal with the likes of Lachlan Hennock and Alessandro Biggie on row 14. The final row of the grid and rounding out our top 30 drivers, Peyton Westcott and Charlotte Page will start this one shotgun at the back of the field as they try and make their way through the field in this race. 30 drivers, 20 laps ahead of us. 28.5 kilometer race distance. Once again, a look at race control. Head of race control, Joanna Falcao and Gonzalo Planta watching the racing very closely, and already you can see they're working away, so clearly something has happened maybe in a previous race or in the current race that we're seeing so far. We just don't know. Well, their eagle eyes will be watching this race from 34 different angles. So honestly, you can't get away with anything. In constant communication with our race director, Martin Bean, who is ready to get this race underway. Grid nice and controlled here in the senior race as we get ready to go for 20 laps in this final. Into the tram lines. Lights, go, green, here we go. Down into turn 1, great start for the inside row. Flusha gets to the inside, but she's gone down into P4. But crucially, she's not going to get swamped out wide from the rest of the field. Everyone gets through turn 1 and 2 cleanly, but in towards turn 3, there's one driver kicking up the dust, and there's a spin in the background, and 2 drivers out of this race. You can see them there. One of them, I believe, is Peyton Westcott, who again has been caught out at turn number 3. The other, I think, Sofia Sanfari's been caught out, and I think it's Prix Trevino, unfortunately, out of this race. They are tumbling down the order, but for so many of the drivers here, and for Peyton Westcott, that corner has been an Achilles heel this weekend. The race carries on. And at the moment, it is Marcus Schilkunas who leads the way and is looking comfortable here. But Flusha down the inside gets up into P2, moves past Hugo Heron as they go across the line. It's Schilkunas from Flusha, head on. And now under pressure is Carras from Rafalik. Rafalik cannot get down the inside there through turn 1. May try again in towards turn number 3. This time around, no change between the top 2 just as of yet. But at the moment, looking all fine and clear as they go in through that infield section. Already Schilkunas breaking away as we go on board here a little further back in the field. This is Maximilian Rafalik, who we are on board with. Brilliant, brilliant camera view here. Fantastic live on board footage as down the inside goes Gazi Motlaka well, quickly on the scene, says, thank you very much, I'll take that spot. And look at the gap already that Motlaka's opened up from that position. That just shows how much speed you can lose going in through that tight, twisty section. So all the drivers looking very, very strong in this early stage. Back across the start-finish line they go. And, well, it's looking absolutely brilliant here for Markus Schilkunis. We were saying earlier on, well, I was speaking to Markus in between today, and he was saying that, yeah, I want a perfect day. I want wins in absolutely everything. But I said, I think I'm going to save at least, you know, about 20% of the tyre for that final. I don't know how you can calculate 20% of a tyre when you're driving through qualifying heats on a fairly abrasive circuit here, but he's done just that, and already he's starting to break away. But not comfortably, because Luna Flusha is currently the fastest driver on circuit at the moment, 56.589, and in Sector 2 has gone purple again. So Flusha is closing in, and you can see here Markus Schilkunis with such good results this weekend. He's bumped himself up now into 4th in the intermediate classification. He gets past Gazi Motlaka, but Motlaka is closing in. He is working hard. He's trying to push his way through this field right now, just not close enough to really affect the championship points in his favour. Here the battle between Luna Flusha and Hugo Heron. The gap 0.2 of a second as now Markus Schilkunis retaliates to Luna Flusha's fastest time and retakes that fastest time, 56.281. He extends his championship lead again by another point. So again, anything you can do, I can do better. Big send down the inside and more contact. And round and out goes the 220. And that is an absolute disaster for George Nassar. He is out of this race. Well, it's heavy damage. He's going to try and get it restarted, but he can't even get it. He can't even push it at the moment. So the marshals are having to come along and get rid of that one. Now, who was he racing against at that time? Now, I think that was maybe with Maximilian Rafalek. I'm not too sure, but I'll be curious to see what happened there, because there was 2 initial contacts that happened there. Schilkunis sets the fastest up of the race, 55.996 now. Really, really quick time there at this point of the weekend. You know, used tyres. Right, okay, so what happened here? So the kart down the inside was the 233 down the inside. So that was Pip Casabene. There was the first contact, and there was the second contact. Now, was that contact purely due to the fact that he was trying to get back on the circuit, or was there something else involved there? Not too sure, but clearly not happy with the initial move, and a warning flag is being prepared, and I can confirm that that warning flag is actually going out to the 237 on track at the moment. And that is a little further down in the order, 237. I'm just trying to see where that is. That's Charles Lambert in 18th place who is receiving that warning flag. There, they will not be happy about that. Luna Flusha retaliates with that fastest lap, though, 55.904. So again, both of them, they are boxing here massively with the fastest laps. It's just luckily it's air boxing, because they are at the moment separated by 0.6 of a second between first and second place, so they are not physically battling out on the circuit. There, though, Hugo Heron and Philippe Carras, they are closing in on each other. Philippe Carras, who was on the podium yesterday in P2, would like a repeat of a podium finish now. If he can only get a third, I'm sure he will still be happy with that one. Back across the line they go. We go on to lap 7 now. Run down of the order then. It's Schilkunis from Flusha, Heron from Carras. Then it is Motlaka from Rafalek, Voda from Casabene, Gales in 9th place, Jean Carras in 10th place from Bernardo Benaldi, Adam Sedor from Elizaveta Kozlova, and, understandably, Pip Casabene now under investigation for that incident at turn at number 11. So no warning flag has gone out yet for it, so race control are going to see who definitely was at fault there. Was the move on, or wasn't it on? That is the question that is being asked right now from race control as they deliberate in the race control truck. So eyes will be on that one. Back here at the front, eyes on the top 2, and it's all fine and dandy. Back here with third place, Hugo Heron and Philippe Carras. are putting on the pressure here. Now, are they putting on the pressure to Luna Flusha up ahead? That is a good question. Well, judging by the graphic that you will see in probably the next couple of seconds pop up on your screen about now, Luna Flusha has just had another fastest lap of the race, 55.721. Absolutely fantastic time, and is continuing to try and close that gap. It's still around 0.6 of a second at the moment. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's have a look at some of the movers in the background. Charlotte Page, probably the biggest mover in this one. She is in the top 20. She is 18th place at the moment. The Australian has gained 12 positions so far as she makes her way through the field. It's been a superb drive for her. And she's racing alongside Charles Lambert, but Charles Lambert has a 5-second time penalty that we have seen the warning flag go out for. So that will be another position gained, but has the close company of America's Truly Adams and fellow Australian Isaac de Melweek not too far behind. Brodie Norris up 4 places as well, also having a very good run as we keep an eye on this battle for P3. Jules Kunis retaliates with that fastest lap, again 55.686. Really good showing. It just shows the pace that both of these drivers have got. And, you know, going to Franciacorta next in Italy for the last round of the European stage of the season, you know, I think it's going to be a real shake-up between those two around that circuit. This track certainly operates a well-oiled machine with the long straights and the slipstream opportunities and the fast sweeping corners and the tight twisting sections. But Franciacorta is an absolute roller coaster of a circuit in terms of high speed velocity racing, and that certainly is going to mean that racing is going to be very fast and fierce. Maximilian Rafalek, though, currently sits there at the moment battling behind Philippe Caris. No, he's behind Gazi Motlaka at the moment. Motlaka, who got through earlier on. Well, he won't be liking the view from that front of his kart. He would, I'm sure, very much like to be ahead of this one. Breaking through Rafalek yesterday, who did finish in P7, gained good results. So this result here is still going to be a better one. Even if he stays in P6, it will be an improvement. But I'm sure another position or two would certainly put a bigger smile on his face. Eyes here. Top 2 going through. 0.8 of a second now is the gap. Here is Caris and Heron. So Philippe Caris has got through actually now into P3 and is starting to break away and is closing in on the likes of the drivers up ahead. We'll find out about that later on. Here's the replay, and look at Marcus Kunis again. Brilliant stuff here. No drama at the front of that one. Flusha diving to the inside. Here's what it looked like from Motlaka's point of view, starting this one, or Rafalek's, sorry, point of view, where he's starting on the 3rd row of the grid. See, just on the inside there, nicely controlled, not worrying about any debris or anything, and yeah, but did have to worry about the likes of Luna Flusha, just sending it down the inside there. That was well calculated there by Flusha in the early stages of that race, wasting no time just to get it down the inside. It was further back where the action unfolded, and yeah, unfortunately here, 2 of the drivers out of the race, Peyton Westcroft and Sophia Sanfari. I'm sure they will not be happy with each other at all out there. This was at the moment Flusha getting up into 2nd place, wasting no time at all, immediately going on the attack there towards Marcus Kunis, but Kunis now cleared by 1.1 seconds, is kind of doing a carbon copy of what Flusha did to him yesterday, really. You know, dropped back a little bit in the qualifying heats, but then came back so strong in the final. Just flew to the front and broke away. I mean, Luna Flusha won her final yesterday by 2.3 seconds. I think Marcus Kunis is trying to copy that, and today, change here. Motlaka down the inside, gets through past head-on. Rafalek goes through as well as they chop and change. So Philippe Caris has broken away now. He is clear in 3rd place. He doesn't need to worry. Change again. As soon as Motlaka gains those positions, Rafalek and Heron go through as well. Wojciech Woda has closed in now as this battle is kicking off. This is 4th place downwards. Oh, a little bit side-by-side contact there between the 2 drivers, but through goes Heron. Rafalek now down into the second of this battle, as now Gazi Motlaka tries to hold on to position. Here on board with Rafalik as we go through the tight, twisty sections. Hugo Heron just there ahead, keeping it nice and tight there, not opening up the corner there, not opening up the entry to try and get the exit, because he is aware of the likes that he's got Gazi Motlaka and Wojciech Woda just behind. Down into the braking zone, really closing in now. Is he going to go send it down the inside here through 12? No, again, thinks against it, holds the tighter line, compromises his exit, but defends that one. Here's a replay. This is the initial move down the inside. Oh, look at those tyres. They are starting to really grain there, and like you can see, just going into the corner, that just looked like a little bit of understeer there. It just didn't want to turn. Turns in. Oh, actually, no, there may have been because it was slightly assisted, actually, from Hugo Heron just behind. In the 230, you can see his head go backwards there just slightly. But Heron holds on to P4 then. Rafalik, Woda and Gazi Motlaka back in their original starting positions from this race, 5th, 6th and 7th. But they continue to battle away here. And they will keep an eye on this gap. This is now bringing in Austin Gale. Austin Gale could really benefit here, actually. He's already up 3 places right now. And with these drivers scrapping away, and there's more battling there, under braking, and through goes Maximilian Rafalik. Hugo Heron there, I think, may have been slightly assisted there, running wide at turn number 11. But there you can see Rafalik now leading that train back up into P4. Woda goes through, Motlaka goes through, Gale goes through. Heron's gone down to P8 now. There is the gap between first and second place, 1.8 seconds. So that gap is increasing even more now. But Philippe Carras is clear in 3rd place as well at the moment. This is 4th place downwards. Rafalik, Woda, Motlaka and Gale. Gale really looking to help out his position here in the championship standings and, of course, in the race. There's a look at the virtual championship with that position change. Shilkunis now goes up to 3rd in the standings. Rafalik bumps up to 6th in the standings, as well as Heron gets squeezed down to 5th. So again, with that move, it certainly won't be taken too kindly, I'm sure. Back onto the back straight now, and all calm and well between these drivers here. 4th place downwards. Here's your race leader, Marcus Shilkunis. Well, absolutely no fear on his face at the moment. Just driving to the end here. We're on lap 16 of 20 at the moment, and well, he's 1.8 second clear from this driver here, Luna Flusha, who was chasing down Shilkunis for the race lead. She has not lost a final yet this season, but a P2 here will still not be the end of the world. Maximilian Rafalik sees a warning flag after that move in towards turn number 11. We did watch it from our position. I wonder if we could see it again at this stage just to confirm exactly what had happened, because it's out the corner of the eye there. Rafalik down the inside at turn 11. And clearly by race control, they have deemed it not to be a clean overtake. And yeah, Maximilian Rafalik will see that, and he's currently in P4 now, so that will come as a huge blow for Maximilian Rafalik. There he crosses the line. His reaction, well, his reaction says, what's that for? That's what he says. He says, what is that warning flag for? What did I do wrong? Well, I'm sure Hugo Heron will see that and say, yes, that was exactly the right call. I'm sure, so Hugo Heron will be happy with that result. But yeah, clearly Maximilian Rafalik is confused as to why he's received that. Here's the weekend results between Flusha and Carras as well. Philippe Carras, who's been, well, 3rd place, 2nd place yesterday in the final. Flusha, though, in qualifying, 2nd and 3rd, they've been starting alongside each other all the way throughout. But as Flusha's been consistent across the day, Carras has just dropped down just that little bit in his qualifying heats, only losing the 1 position in Superheat 1, losing the 2 in Heat 2 as well. So, you know, he has dropped down a little bit in those. But certainly he's come back strong in these finals with finishing in these top 3. Here is Austin Gale, who currently sits in 7th place. Gale, who retired from his 2nd qualifying heat earlier on in the weekend after going off on the back straight, is certainly looking for a good result here. And right now in the top 10, and they're in P7, is hunting down Gazi Motlaka at the moment. And can he get past? That is the thing we are wanting to see right now. But Gazi Motlaka doing a brilliant job holding on to this race. He's got his minion helmet on just there as well. Charlotte Page, again, another little look there, currently in P14. 16 places gained for Charlotte Page. She has had a superb run in this one. And, you know, that is a driver, again, who may have started this one on the back foot, dropping down the order. But because, of course, maybe retirement here or there, tyres were slightly fresher. She's put herself in a good position. And she's been able to really carry herself through this race. There is third place, Philippe Carras, still in third place. I'm not going to say closing in on Luna Flusha, but the gap visibly there looks like it's coming down a little bit, but has had a really good weekend, I think, for Philippe Carras. Strong results both days in the senior category. Like we said, second in the final yesterday, and he's looking at another top 3 finish here. I don't think he's got enough of legs here to close in to Luna Flusha, but certainly a superb run of racing throughout the course of this weekend. Philippe, of course, racing with his brother in this one, Jean Carras, who sits currently in the top 10 as well in P8, but a little further down the order. We go on to the final lap then of this race, and Marcus Shilkunis is clear now by 1.9 seconds ahead of Luna Flusha, your current championship leader. She has won 3 out of the 4 finals that we are still currently running in at the moment, but this would be her first non-top podium finish of the season so far. It's not the end of the world. She still leads the championship by some way. She has 272 ahead of Philippe Carras' 224. But this young man here, Marcus Shilkunis, now bumps himself up third in the championship standings now with 171 points as he tries to close down your championship leader, Luna Flusha, who leads the way at the moment in the standings. But for Lithuania, Marcus Shilkunis can be delighted with this one. He got what he wanted, win after win after win, and today he gets it. P1 for Marcus Shilkunis at the end of the final. He gets it. Luna Flusha will finish in P2, a superb drive all weekend from Flusha. Philippe Carras, a brilliant drive as well. Another top 3 finish. And there you can see, well, there at the end of that one, Marcus Shilkunis just picking up a little bit more debris than I think he'd like on his tyres there back to Parc Fermé, but showing that the respect is very much there out on track between Shilkunis and Flusha. But Flusha certainly having a superb run as well. But this man here, Marcus Shilkunis, after not having the results he would have wanted at Cremona, reminder of that one, scored no points in the first final on Saturday at Cremona. Only scored 10 points in the final on Sunday at Cremona. 38 points for the final here, finishing third place yesterday. But it's a win today for Marcus Shilkunis from Lithuania. He takes the top spot ahead of Luna Flusha and Philippe Carras, who rounds out the top 3. A look there at the rest of the results. Maximilian Rafalek, well, he finished on track at P4, but a 5-second time penalty bumps him down the order. Vaclav Voda will get promoted up then into that position, but Gazi Motlaka will finish in P6 from Austin Gale. Jean Carras ahead of Bernardo Minoldi from Hugo Heron. Brody Norris with 7 places gained finishes just outside the top 10 in 11th place. Elizaveta Kozlova finishing in 12th place from Adam Sador. Charlotte Page